Hey y'all. So Tupac wasn't that simple a guy. Gangster rap is dead. I've moved on. I mean, when he went to prison and all the people were like, "Yeah, you Tupac, you're all about killing cops." He was like, "Oh man, I should grow up from thug life because it's not about killing any cop." He said that specifically in an interview. I never once said just go up to any cop and just shoot him. That's wrong. He's talking about crooked cops specifically, and all these rappers want to be badass. Well, he said there's no pleasure in killing, just the smoke from the cap peeling a man with no feelings. It was like, there's nothing good about death, but there's something to be said about self defense, which is about life. This is Nietzsche. When all humanity is leveled down to a common mass and there are no barriers of race, property, or intellect to create moral and mental distinction between men, will the utopia that socialists dream about have arrived at last? I doubt it. When society becomes an amorphous, shapeless pile, a democratic dung heap, we will be back to the prehistoric age of primitive tribalism when everything was held in common, including men's wives. But this seems inevitable, for humanity must revolve forever on the wheel of eternal recurrence. If my boot black becomes my equal, I shall not gnash my teeth in anger, but dream of the day when he will become a philosopher like myself. This will be sweet revenge indeed. Let him spin metaphysical cobwebs. I shall be content with the blacking boots and adding my bit to the amenities of life. Anyway, it's just a clown lady. I saw her on the cover, and she has a 6 on her forehead, just like the clown person coming. And yeah, Lady Gaga's even playing that character. Billy Crystal, it's like he's still fooling them. They're still fooling us. That's what he's saying. And his name Crystal is like the marriage. Let's see. I just thought it was interesting that Miller and Villalobos were the authors of this. I didn't care which book it was really. The Trinity Six, i.e. the 3 sixes, 666. Just some book. The Batman is interesting, I think, because Joker kind of represents once again the clown character coming. And Superman represents the false prophet coming from a different planet to save us all or whatever. It's just interesting that, yeah, there's no bipartisanship at all. ABC is married to the White House. CNN is married to the White House. CBS is brothers with the White House, and ABC siblings with the fucking White House. You don't see Fox anywhere, do you? The World Trade Center, the new thing, looks like an Islamic minaret or whatever. Why does it just happen to look exactly like that? They were getting ready for the fucking false idol. Skull and Bones, Secret Society, like a jackass. Ryan Dunn, he died. The Skulls, he was in that movie about Skull and Bones. They both died at 3:30. One at a.m., one at p.m. Case closed. It's it's like done. It's all done, the end. All these Illuminati deaths are fucking representations of the end. Except unless you're Brittany Murphy, she just supported a 9/11 truther. That's why she got killed. And her husband a month after. You're telling me you're competent to choose who makes all kinds of decisions for you, but not competent to make the decisions for yourself? Like, we could tell people what we want to believe, but we don't know what we can't give ourselves the responsibility in the first place? I'm personally responsible for the first world nation of South Africa, for turning the first world nation of South Africa into a third world cesspool. It's now the rape and murder capital of the world. Good job, Kami. Looks like Barack. What a man has honestly acquired is absolutely his own, which he may freely give, but cannot be taken from him without his consent. Turning socialist right now. I got some Monty Python Holy Ale. That shit was the shit. During the 500 days between Trayvon shooting and the actual verdict, 10,000 plus blacks were killed by other blacks. Name one, Jesse. I saw this on the Economist. This is a representation of the stone coming. I don't care what any of this stuff says. It's the rock. Stone of Daniel 2 and Jeremiah 50. It's a Mickey Mouse thing. He's hugging Minnie. But Minnie looks like a schlong. So I got a new Bible, of course. It's a nice leatherback, but it's still pocket size. And I looked at the daily readings throughout the year. You can have a yearly reading, or finish it in a year. My birthday has this specifically, Benjamin sent to Egypt. My name's Ben. I thought that was interesting. But there's also a second reading, and it was Job 9. And guess what is mentioned? Arcturus, Orion, and the Pleiades. So the Pleiades and my name are mentioned on my daily reading out of 365 days, February 10th. Yeah, good stuff. This was on a magazine I saw, Porsche 911 at 50. It's pretty much saying 9/11 is, is a prequel to the Fifth Age. Grox was just talking about that on his other video. I saw this, the new collage, and it's like the person is the collage, i.e. the clown figure that can go into all of us as hosts. He could just pick whatever face he wants. That even looks like an alien, this floating air balloon. But when you zoom out, it looks like two eyes and a mouth. Anyway, that looks like that. Been noticing a lot of books about scorpions lately, because just like in Revelation, Jesus is talking about the different churches, and people will want to die but can't die, and they won't be able to flee death, and it will feel like the sting of a scorpion. So all this Alex Rider series by Horowitz is all about Scorpia rising, and then just Scorpia, and then the eagle strike, the rapture, the bird. The snake. Sorry, it's upside down. It's obviously the reptilian shit coming. Okay, and now Pope Francis, Person of the Year. And just like John Paul II, way back when, they put the M over his heads to have devil horns. They did that intentionally, put the M specifically behind him. The Grox talks about that, and this is his turn. This is Nietzsche once again. By the way, these two Nietzsche passages I read, I'm going to read are from Nietzsche's My Sister and I, which some people don't believe he wrote. I do. I've read all of his works twice over, and this is definitely him. One consolation I have, which no one could take away from me, had I married my Slavic princess, I might have been happy, but the world would have had to wait another 1,000 years for Zarathustra. On the other hand, if I had written Zarathustra before meeting Lou Salome, how could she have resisted me? If I could have had my way, it would have been this. But if I had to choose between Lou and Zarathustra, I think the woman would have been my ultimate choice. The only potent sacrifices are those which we are forced to make. Self-sacrifice is silly and pointless. Whoa! I'm so glad he didn't do that, because I would have thought I was alone in this world. But Nietzsche, I'm glad you wrote something down. But anyway, so there's a secret system, and the patterns are consistent. So once you know the formula, you'll never stop seeing it.